Have you ever faced a problem so big that you didn't know where to turn next? That's what it feels like to face bankruptcy. The U.S. is the world leader in bankruptcy filings, and over 2 million people filed for personal bankruptcy last year. What are the reasons? Loss of a job or business, divorce, student loans, and overspending are just some of the grounds that create this living nightmare. Bankruptcy is not the end of your life.
Hi, my name is Felipe Gonçalves. I'm Vice President of Financira Services located here in San Antonio. Bankruptcy is basically a legal form of eliminating your debt and providing a fresh start to consumers. There's two forms of bankruptcy, Chapter 7 and Chapter 13. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is probably the most popular form of bankruptcy, and it's a straight elimination of all your debts. And typically that's mostly a lot of unsecured debts with very few actual assets. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is typically filed by consumers. Chapter 7 and Chapter 13 differ in the sense that Chapter 7 is a complete elimination of all of your debt, and in Chapter 13 you're actually repaying the debt back in usually about 3 to 5 years. And you propose a 3 to 5 year payment plan to your creditors, and once approved you enter into that payment plan. Now also in Chapter 13 it's for individuals who have a steadier source of income who could actually repay the debt. So a steady source of income and disposable income are two important characteristics when talking about Chapter 13. I'd like to start off by providing a little bit of background information. Currently in the U.S. today, there's 59 million credit card transactions on a daily basis. Now, if you compare that to years ago, it's certainly a lot higher, and debt burdens are starting to get a lot higher for individuals in this country as well. The average American owes a little bit over $8,000 on credit cards alone. That, coupled with all the messages we see on TV on a daily basis, can really lead to a lot of consumer spending and be really overburdening. Moreover, now you have a lot of individuals who have rising mortgage payments that they're not able to deal with, so it can be pretty difficult for an average consumer to be able to actually afford their debts anymore. And in recent years, Congress has actually passed laws that have increased the minimum payments that individuals have to pay back on their credit cards, increasing it from 2% to 4%. So that makes it difficult, and the mortgage payments make it difficult. And basically, bankruptcy is a form to eliminate that debt and pay it back, get you back on track, give you a fresh start, and get you back into society and be productive and not let that debt hang over your head and be as burdensome as it can be. Most state and federal laws and regulations typically prevent anyone from having to give up any property when they file bankruptcy. You could typically discharge your debts without having to lose your property. Some of your debts are not dischargeable. Those are typically taxes. Any state taxes, local taxes, or federal taxes are typically not dischargeable in bankruptcy. Also, student loans are usually not dischargeable within the first 7 years. At Financira, we could definitely help you if you're thinking about filing for bankruptcy. We're a bankruptcy alternative, and most individuals don't want to have to go through life actually having filed bankruptcy. And if you're thinking about filing bankruptcy but you don't want to have to do it, you could go ahead and give us a call and we'll be able to help you out.
We're in an age where information moves quickly. So quickly that with a click of a mouse, someone could steal your identity. Identity theft is the fastest growing crime in the U.S. today. In fact, 1 in 4 households are victims. If someone uses your personal information, it could ruin your credit and cause major issues for you. Knowing your legal rights is important to begin to resolve this situation.
Identity theft can basically be defined as one person falsely representing themselves as another person. What they do with this false representation is they go ahead and they could apply for a credit card or use your existing credit cards. They might apply for a loan or take advantage of an open line of credit that you might already have, or in some form or another liquidate some form of asset that you may have and just use it for their own personal and criminal gain. Somebody might start off by stealing your identity by getting access to your account numbers, social security numbers, things like that. They could do this through dumpster diving, just finding whole documents in their entirety, not even shredded up. They may get them through accessing your personal accounts. They may be overlooking your shoulder at work. They might know your passwords. So it's important to always change your passwords in that regard so that you don't give somebody easy access. Once somebody's obtained your identity wrongfully, what they could do is just go ahead and create a false driver's license and insert their picture in there. They can go ahead and create a false social security card, even a passport. They could use all these things then to represent themselves as you, apply for loans, apply for credit cards, even apply for a mortgage. And these are all criminal acts, and you may not be able to pick up on it that quickly, especially if you don't plan on applying for a home mortgage anytime soon or applying for a credit card. Not everybody is always applying for these things on a regular basis, and it's difficult to know until you've actually been turned down for credit because you haven't been paying on these items that somebody else has opened up in your name. According to the FTC, there's 3 things you should really do to protect yourself as a consumer around identity theft. It's to deter, detect, and defend. And to answer that question, you're going to want to detect and defend. You're going to want to detect that any wrongful information that's in your name, you could do that easily by accessing your free credit report online. It's available to every consumer once a year, and you should go ahead and look at that information. You'll be able to see all the different account balances. Any form of identity theft, period. You could then contact your creditors as well and notify them of the situation so that they can notify the Credit Reporting Bureau as well, and you can get the situation resolved. Notifying the police is a great first step, and you should do that before you do anything else. Most people that are going to commit a crime as far as identity theft is concerned are going to do it on a large scale. They may do, a quick hit and run, purchase something extremely expensive, and you'll notice that right away. At Financira, we deal with people on a daily basis who've been victims of identity theft. And if you feel that you've been a victim of identity theft and you already know that you have been, and these are now items that are on your credit report and you're trying to take care of them, you could go right ahead and contact us at Financira and we'll be able to help you.
Finding and hiring a lawyer has become a fairly common process. But once you've hired one, how do you use them effectively? 1, always be organized. Have all your documents and information ready so your attorney can get a complete understanding of your case. 2, be proactive. Don't hesitate to call your lawyer and use their knowledge and expertise to your advantage. 3, always strive for good communication between you and your attorney so that your case is properly presented.